Let us talk about one of my arguments that I shared the other day that had so many people up in arms. Of course, so many Christians were bent out of shape. And of course, this is understandable because people don't enjoy having their worldview dismantled. So the argument reads like this. Premise number one: the true God of the universe is not the author of confusion. Premise number two: the Christian God is the author of confusion. Conclusion: therefore, the Christian God is not the true God of the universe. Universally, I would say that most people agree with premise number one. Again, the true God of the universe is not the author of confusion. It's really premise number two that most people have contention with. So, to prove this argument, what we have to do is we have to prove that the Christian God, in fact, is the author of confusion. Can we do that? Let's find out. Number one, the true God of the universe would not make his word so long that less than 1% of people actually read it. Number two, the true God of the universe would not make his word so confusing that less than 1% of people actually agree with each other on what it says. Number three, the true God of the universe would not send his word to only 40 people and then expect 8 billion people to just take their word for it. Number four, the true God of the universe would not allow his word to be corrupted or have any type of copyist errors. And lastly, number five, the true God of the universe would not allow his word, the originals of his word, to be destroyed or lost. Now, to prove my points, I'm going to read you a little something. If you had to write your children a note that was a matter of life and death, you would make the length just perfect so they could read it multiple times over. You would make the note clear and concise so the messaging wouldn't in any way be confusing to them. You would send the note directly to your kids, not to their friends, and then expect your kids to just take their friend's word for it. You also wouldn't allow the note to have any copyist errors or be corrupted, and you wouldn't allow the originals to be lost or thrown away. Because again, the note is too important. It's a matter of life and death. Next, one of the best evidences that the Christian God is the author of confusion is Christians themselves. They can't even agree amongst each other on the verses, meanings, authors, important narratives, what God can or can't do, metaphors, allegories, how to achieve salvation, nothing. It would be like if I had a book on jujitsu and none of the jujitsu guys even agreed with each other on the contents of the book. So, of course, none of the non-jujitsu practitioners would understand it. And this would be proof that the author of that jujitsu book, in fact, was the author of confusion. And lastly, let me just say this before I get out of here. The true word of God is written in creation for all men to witness, for all men to find, not in a few books, handwritten by a few men.